Greetings, my dear beloved children. Well, let us continue speaking about the way you can protect your energy space from alien energy's influence. I know that the most complicated situation you find yourself in is the one when you are attacked in terms of energy by your close people and especially by your family members. Unlike outside people, your nearest and dearest can turn into a sustained source of tension for you, especially if they are far from the things that are sacred for you. It is an open secret that the overwhelming majority of planet population are completely unaware of transition, since all the current changes on Earth are explained by official sources by whatever it is except the fact of Earth and humanity in general moving into another dimension of a higher level. Why is it kept secret? Of course, it is first of all because the truth about ascension is disadvantageous for high and mighty. Yet, there is one more reason, and it is in the fact that few people can understand and, which is more important, feel the current energy changes taking place on Earth. While without feeling this, all the stories about Earth ascension sound like fairy tales. Unfortunately, the average vibration profile of human collective conscience is so far at the level that does not enable the overwhelming majority to see or feel the subtle level, which is already within the depth of some of you. And without these material evidence, it is rather hard to revive human conscience. Materialism has already rooted into the subconscience of most people, and the so-called scientific world has got used to relying on real facts. Yet, even in spite of the number of such facts growing with every single day, official powers do not hurry to share them with population because they cannot give any clear explanation to them. It concerns both unusual natural phenomena, physiological changes in human body, and extraterrestrial spaceships being present in numbers on near-Earth orbit. Everything should be scientifically assessed, but assessment like this does not exist so far, since nothing of the kind has ever been witnessed either on your Earth or in the whole universe. Therefore, my dear, it is so hard for you to explain to close people that there is no old world anymore, in spite of the fact that in appearance almost nothing has changed. You only have to live with the idea that everyone has a path of their own and everyone will get to know the things their conscience can digest right at the moment it will be ready for this. And meanwhile, simply try not lose what you have already achieved, paying respect to the choice of your family and not imposing your worldview on them. Thereby not only will you keep your energy space pure, but will also avoid causing any negative emotions concerning you for their side only by this maintaining vibration frequency in the family at an appropriate level. Of course, it is not easy to preserve the fifth dimension island in a house with dual life still reigning, but at present, my dear, it is becoming a must for each of you. Unfortunately, right now you can change people with no harm to them and yourself only in terms of energy, keeping in mind that constant dropping wears away the stone, and new high vibration energies are the water like this for you that you are free to dispose of, both to your benefit and to the greater good of all the rest. Today we will start learning to distribute energy so as to unite the high vibration space of the fifth dimension that many of you already exist in by their conscience, and the space of the third dimension where you bodies still find themselves. Since everything around you is energy, you can imagine it as boundless ocean with numerous underwater currents, turbulences, storm areas and quiet harbors, and all this is constantly moving, merging, mixing and exchanging places all the time. A third dimension person is used to living in an energy whirlpool like this. It has already become a usual state for them. Their conscience and physical body have got accustomed to such overloads, have become hardened in endless vibration fluctuations, and it has resulted in many people turning into thick-skinned in terms of energy. But now the time of subtle perception of reality is coming. To keep up with new times and new energies, people will have to take off layer by layer this thick skin that helped them survive in the third dimension world until all their bodies, including the physical one, gain their original divine subtle material structure consisting of the energies of high vibrations. For this purpose you have already been given a lot of practices, my dear, but you treated them just like practices and meditations, that is, like means for temporary shift into the space of high vibrations. But now you are to learn to live in high vibration energies all the time. Find your own wave, your own current in this boundless energy ocean for a quiet, comfortable existence during the period of your and your planet transition to the fifth dimension space. How can you identify your energy level, your vibration limit? For this, you should be as objective towards yourself as possible, and it is hard to do since humans tend to either overestimate it or underestimate their abilities. But in this particular case, it is of great importance to find the golden mean, indeed to identify the state of your soul that is the most natural for you, and consequently, the most comfortable one. So as to help you better understand what is at issue, let us cite the following example. Suppose a person is striving for ascension and lives with only this idea in their mind. It has already turned into an obsession for them. They sincerely believe they are completely ready to emerge from the old world that has ceased to exist for them. Can this condition be called a harmonious one? Of course not, because a person like this does not value the things they have or enjoy the things available for them at the moment, that is, life here and now. Therefore, not only they discourage the long-awaited transition but throw themselves back, decreasing their vibrations by the energies of impatience and rejection of existing reality. While some other people, on the contrary, are too self-critical, searching for more and more drawbacks and, therefore, think they are unworthy of ascension. As a result, one generates the energies of dislike for oneself and disbelief in one potential. So, this condition cannot be called harmonious either. Well, next time we will speak about the way you can find the happy medium with no distortions of this or the kind, which will enable you to find a quiet harbor in the outrageous ocean of life for all the period of transition. So, in continuation of my previous message, now we will speak about the way you can create the most comfortable energy background for you for the whole period of transition. To start with, I would like to say that a detailed instruction for transition cannot be supplied, for there are no two people alike. Each of you is heading for ascension in their own way, and some of you do this in a jolly and careless manner, while others take pains overcoming numerous obstacles that are, as a rule, created by a person themselves. That is why I will give you just general recommendations you have to follow in a creative way, adapting them to your individual peculiarities. To begin with, it is quite possible to pull the fifth dimension space you get into in a mindful manner, most often during practices and meditations, to this third dimension world after your meditation is over. In this you can be assisted by the civilization of Tetragonia in a manner that cannot be overestimated. First of all, make it a habit to leave for the fifth dimension space for all night. To do this, you should first purify your energy space from all alien energies that could penetrate into it during the day by means of the flame of universe love, and then fill it with the energy of ascension. Then ask your heavenly patrons and the civilization of Tetragonia to help you move to the fifth dimension space. Try to feel the state of being in this high vibration space before you fall asleep. This will be quite a reliable protection now, since in this case no astral beings will be able to be attracted to you in terms of vibrations, and, consequently, you will spend the night in the fifth dimension space indeed. Finally, as soon as you awake, ask the civilization of Tetragonia to maintain a corridor between the two dimensions for you so that you could easily move back and forth. Of course, not everybody will immediately succeed in this. Besides, your request can be met by the representatives of this civilization only if your vibrations are high enough. Yet, if you manage to perceive this time-space condition new to you at least once, you will be able to mindfully initiate it now and sustain it as long as possible. But it is essential, my dear, to feel at ease in both the dimensions, trying to be in the moment of here and now all the time. This condition of timelessness will be your additional insurance on the unstable bridge between the dimensions. Thanks to it you will feel comfortable both here and there, which will enable you to float freely in the energy ocean, traveling from one quiet harbor to another one, passing turbulences and storms. And I bless you for this. Loving you endlessly, Father Absolute spoke to you.